Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. I am beyond excited for this video. This is the iFlight Chimera 7, and we're gonna be taking a look at it today. I might poke my eye out with one of these propellers.
Jesus, thing rips.
I've been eyeing this quad for about a year now and never really thought I had a need for it. And I'm still not too sure if I need it, but I couldn't pass up the deal. Now I know the Chimera 7 isn't new to the FPV game, but it's new and exciting to me, and I hope that this video can help some of you guys make a decision on whether you want one of these or not. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. All right, that's enough rambling. Let's get this thing open. First things first, let's just admire the size of this box. Compare this to a 5-inch drone. Look at the size difference in these boxes. That is wild. So this is the iFlight Nazgul 5 and this is the Chimera 7. Very crazy, but let's get it open and take a look at the actual drone. And, oh, what? All right, so we've got our knife here. Cut it open. Oh. Holy cow. Let's just admire this for a second before we take a look at all the stuff in the box. Jeez. Look at how big that is. Wow, that's wild. And it doesn't even have the props on it that are gonna be out to like here. This is insane. It is a dead cat style, so that's great. You know, no props are gonna be in the view of the camera. These back arms are just wickedly long. 2 battery straps on here. These are thick battery straps. GPS module on the back, or XT60. Oh, it's so nice. All right, now let's show you what else was in the box. So it came with 2 sets of propellers, which are these GemFam 7030s. It also came with some accessories. So it looks like we get 2 extra battery straps, so 4 altogether. Some antenna tubing, some little nuts and screws, our prop nuts, and a TPU cover for the camera up front. And then in here, we've got our long range antennas, our GoPro screw and nut, and another TPU mount that I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but we won't worry about that yet. And then in addition to that, you get a bunch of paperwork, some stickers. This is gonna be the interesting one. This talks about the GPS rescue and how to set it up. So I'm gonna have to study this and really figure out how to use that. I'm a little nervous to use it, but we'll see. So to state the obvious, this thing's pretty big. This is my first time seeing a 7-inch FPV drone, and I'm a little shocked with how big it is compared to a 5-inch drone. So here's my Nazgul 5 Evoke, and here's my Chimera 7. Look at the difference in size here. The chassis, the arms, everything. I mean, look at the size difference. Super cool. I'm excited to kind of jump into a new realm. I started to get into some smaller quads recently over here, and now we went the whole opposite direction and beefed them up a ton. So I think that's all I have to say before flying it. Again, I'm not a pro with 7-inch drones. I wanna learn more before I mislead anybody, but I'm excited to get this out and fly. I gotta get some batteries charged up and hopefully the weather holds. Now let's get this thing outside and see what she can do. All right, well, it is 38 degrees out here. I'm gonna get set up here and do a quick line of sight before I get it up in the air in FPV mode, and we'll go from there. Got a little hand warmer here because my fingers are freezing. There's our buzzer, and there it is, armed up. Ooh, sounds clean. Very steady too, very stable. Look at that. Bring it closer. Wow. Give it a little punch. Oh boy. Oh man, that's scary. See if we can do a roll. Oh my God. Looks so crazy doing that. Do another. Bring it close to the lower cameras here and see how it looks. Almost like I'm landing, but. Man. Just got some juice. You have a backflip? Wow, it sounds crazy. Power loop maybe? Oh God. Look at this thing, is insane. Wow. All right, first FPV flight of the Chimera 7. So for this flight, I'm just gonna be using one of my Freestyle batteries. This is actually a new one I got. It's a Tattoo R-Line version 4. So it's a 1300 milliamp hour 6S, which is pretty small. So I'm assuming I'm not gonna get the flight time that I would with a bigger battery, but that's okay for now. I just wanna test this thing out and see how it does. One thing I wanna mention is the camera angle that this comes at. Pretty steep, kind of just basing it off this camera here, and I'm hoping the cruising speeds are like 50 to 60 miles per hour. So now that our quad's all set up, let's get her out there and rip it around. Unlock, record, record. Let's go. Oh, it sounds crazy. Cruising at about 62. We got 8 satellites. That was quick. We're about 230 meters away. Our altitude reset when we took off, so now we're only 26. Cruising at 70. I'm gonna slow down a bit. Now we're cruising. We're still going to 83. Wow, 91. Oh, I'm low. My signal's lowering. Ooh. 3 bars on my signal. Take it up a little bit higher, maybe. That's probably why. Going 86 kilometers. It's loud. I can hear it all the way out there. Okay. Okay, Chimera 7, I see you. This thing flies great. It's got a lot of speed. It's got a ton of speed. Definitely doesn't turn as sharp. I'm also not pushing it, but just from like the same stick movements that I'm used to, it's not turning as sharp, and it's really carrying its weight. It's carrying itself a ton. But that's what it's meant to do. So I gotta remember though when I'm flying this that I can't, it's not gonna be able to punch out of certain situations like a 5-inch would. But that's okay. Let's do a little buzz by this camera and me. Do another little. Alright, I think our pack is just about dead, so let's bring it in before we toast this battery. Camera angle is really steep, so landing is different, but okay. For this last flight, we're just gonna do some freestyle. So again, I'm not the best freestyler, but I kind of want to see how this thing handles flips and rolls. Let her rip. Arm it, get everything recording. So since this is dead cat frame, it doesn't take off as well. This big power loop. Oh man, it works. It maneuvers very well. Listen to that. Oh, just chopping the air. It just chops the air on these turns. Do another turn right in front of the car. Oh, my SD card on my air unit is not recording now? What the heck? SD slow. I use this for my GoPro. 5K footage. You think it's cold, too cold or something? Let's dive one of these. Next to the car. Jesus, thing rips. To the car. Jesus, thing rips. Woo, almost crashed it there. definitely want to be careful with a brand new drone, so. Oh, that's the shot. Oh. I love the shots like that with the drone in the shadow. Battery's holding up really well in this flight. I'm surprised. I gotta remember the drone's bigger than my 5 inches, so can't get as close to things as I think I can. It's just so fast. The only way to go is to go fast. Alright, so I've flown this thing for a couple of weeks now, and it is a ton of fun. A majority of my flights were done with LiPo batteries, and only one of them was done with a lithium ion pack just recently. It was very interesting getting in 13 minutes of flight time compared to the typical 3 to 6 minutes of flight time. What I can say about this Chimera 7 is it's definitely different than a 5-inch drone. Its cruising speed feels faster than a 5-inch drone, but I think that's mainly just the momentum and the feel of this thing wanting to carry its weight forward. Whereas typically with a 5-inch drone, the way you fly it is with short bursts of energy, lots of punch out and lots of stuff like that, where this is just steady power the whole way through. I've been trying to think of the best way to explain this thing. I think the best way for me to describe how this feels in the air is air superiority. It's hard to explain, but when this thing's in the air, it feels very solid, almost like you really shouldn't be messing with it. It obviously doesn't have the same agility as a 5-inch drone, so you want to keep that in mind while you're flying it. It'll take you longer to punch over an object if you're heading directly at it. With a 5-inch drone, you can really get away with getting very close to objects, where with this 7-inch drone, you're going to want to be a little more careful as you're coming close to objects. So make sure when you fly this Chimera 7 that you remember you're not flying a 5-inch drone. It will freestyle, but it's not going to be too crazy, and you're better off just getting yourself a 5-inch drone. The Chimera 7 is very stable. I haven't noticed any vibrations on any of my maneuvers with this quad. But guys, I think that about wraps it up. If you're considering buying this quad, my recommendation would be to just do it. This thing is incredible.